if the purpose of life is to fully express yourself, to fully reveal your essence, then to do that, you're going to have to meet your fears, dissolve them, and become a bigger version of yourself. And of course, the fastest way to do this is in a committed relationship. Remember that once you commit fully to your journey, to fully express yourself, to your hero's journey, and then you commit fully in a relationship, everything that is not whole, not complete, is going to be mirrored back. You will be living on the edge of your comfort zone. And remember, the comfort zones, the edge, is where fear is uncomfortable. And the physiology of fear is the same as the physiology of excitement. So when you're on that edge, just know that the key is to remember that the feeling of fear isn't real. The story you make up isn't real. There's an energetic experience, but false expectations appearing real. So we project into the future all of these things that might happen, instead of meeting the feeling, realizing we can just dissolve it, the willingness to be on that edge. And of course, this is the role of the feminine. Remember, the feminine's role is to constantly cut you off at the knees. And if you can't hold that, if you can't deal with your edge, if you want to run, if your little boy gets scared, then she will retreat into her masculine. What she's offering you is a bigger version of yourself. Remember, intimacy is into me see. Where are you hiding? Where are you holding back? Where are you unwilling to be vulnerable and be yourself? Where is your little boy running the show? Because that's the possibility. And remember, all of your triggers, all of those are just parts of you you haven't loved. And so when you realize that fear isn't in the way, fear is the signal that you're on the edge of growth, that more of you is available, and you're committed to your growth. You're committed to this hero's journey. Then you start to welcome the opportunity to know where your edge is and notice your patterns. Where do I hide? Where do I avoid? Where do I distract? Remember, the deepest fear for the masculine is humiliation. The deepest fear for the feminine is safety. The feminine's nervous system lives in a constant state of unsafety. This is physical unsafety. Again, think about how vulnerable they are, emotional unsafety, and that's the journey for the feminine. And for us, we're constantly living in this fear of humiliation, criticism, feedback, all the things we experienced as little boys. And then once we feel humiliated, we go into shame. We go into the shame spiral. And that's why revealing ourselves, it's about acknowledging our shame, acknowledging our fears, acknowledging our patterns, so that more and more of us can become available. So fear isn't the problem. And when we meet fear and realize that feelings aren't facts, we can embrace the feeling of fear, let it dissolve, allow it, acknowledge it, and notice the little stories that we have. The old stories of the little boy who got scared. And when you really want to grow and learn, fear in relationship, fear in your life, fear in your business, they're all opportunities to step in and be the best version of yourself. It's interesting when you realize this, because when you're climbing the first mountain to success, your relationship with fear is very different to when you're climbing the second mountain to true freedom. Often in the first mountain, we're busy, we're in the hustle, and we're reacting. We get triggered by the kids, triggered by our beloved, triggered by the team. Our nervous system is constantly on edge. And once you realize this and lean into these practices, you you start to realize that your relationship between stimulus-response changes. Remember, the more present you get, the wider your experience. And once you create that, then instead of reacting, you respond. On the mountain to true freedom, we're present. We see what the fear might be. We see what the issue might be. We take 100% responsibility. We tell the truth to ourselves. We expand and grow ourselves. We expand our capacity to hold our beloved, hold our children, hold our business. We're responding from self-love, not reacting from fear.